This video is going to be the perfect example of what I do. Yes, you see the thumbnail. Yes, I have provided the link to the website below. And this should answer a lot of questions, especially when it comes to the matchmaking in 2014. If you don't know, my name is TstreeT Controversy. I call the show TstreeT Controversy Live, and I cover boxing. So, let's go to April 26, 2014. You got Keith Thurman versus Julio Diaz. You got Lucas Martin Matisse versus John Molina. Good fights, but why not each other, you ask? Let's go to May 3rd, 2014, The Moment. You got Floyd Mayweather versus Marcos Maidana. You got Amir Khan versus Luis Collazo. And you got Adrian Broner versus Carlos Molina. And no, not that Molina. But you ask yourself, why not fight each other? Now, of course, we know Adrian Broner was fighting at 147. I mean, he moved down to 140. And Amir Khan, was fighting at, 147. But still, it could have been made, especially on a super card like Mayweather versus Maidana, The Moment. The highest ticket sales, gate sales of all time, if I'm correct. Now, let's move on to, I forgot when it was, but let's move on to June. I think it was in June. Let's move on to Robert Guerrero versus Yoshihiro Kamagad. Devin Alexander versus Jesus Soto Karass. And you ask yourself, why not Soto Karass versus Guerrero? Or why not Guerrero versus Devin Alexander? Now, most recently, you have Rod Salka getting a shot at Danny Garcia. Fans in an uproar. Danny Garcia fans pissed off. Pissed off. Now, me, I was a little bit at the beginning, but then I thought about it, and I wasn't as upset anymore. But you got Danny Garcia, Rod Salka. You got Lamont Peterson versus Edgar Santana. Santana, yeah. See, that's bad. But why not each other, you ask? You got here this week, right now, September the 4th, 2014. On September the 6th, you got Adrian Broner versus Emmanuel Taylor. And you got Lucas Matisse versus Roberto Ortiz. And you got Andre Berto versus Steve Upshur. You see how many? Now, you ask yourself once again, why not have them fight? Throughout this whole year, you've been seeing, okay, for example, this is how to be billed, or how to start up. It'll say Thurman and Matisse are scheduled to be back on April the 26th. So you get yourself all hyped like, oh, Matisse finally moving up to 147. And it's been happening with all these different fights. And me, over the last, I would say, my God, about 3 weeks or so, I've been doing this, I'm like an officially a reporter now. So I've been like digging deeper than I've ever dug before. And there's a lot that people don't know about the manager, the advisor of these boxers, Al Haymon. Like, for example, that he's maybe one of the most powerful people in America, definitely, as far as music is concerned. Listen to what I'm saying. It's a good chance, a very, very good chance, that any concert you go to in America has something to do with Al Haymon. And I'm dead ass serious. If you don't know what Live Nation is, or SFX Entertainment, you are out of the loop. See, you can't just Google Al Haymon. As I said previously in the video, you can't just Google Al Haymon boxing. Well, now actually you will be able to soon. You should be able to now, especially after this video. But in order to find out who this man is, people have been making up. They say, yo, he's the Illuminati. Al Haymon's the devil. Al Haymon's that evil man from the Stephen King movie, Needful Things. Because you hear all these fighters signing with Al Haymon, but yet you never see who Al Haymon is. You see his representatives, Sam Watson and the Watson twins of the brothers Watson, and then Leonard Ellerby, but you never see him. You never see what his vision is. Promoters, when they do press conferences or news, they often express their mission. So you'll have Oscar De La Hoya saying, as Golden Boy Promotions, we are pioneers in moving forward, and you see what I'm saying? And then you'll get Bob Arum, or I forgot the dude, Todd the Buff. You'll get him going up there saying, as in top rank, that's our goal, that's our mission, to provide the most entertaining fights. But when it comes to Al Haymon, you don't hear shit. He just don't say nothing, and that's why fans get so pissed, because we don't know the decision making behind this matchmaking. You get Steven Espinoza, the executive Showtime Sports, on Twitter and all in meetings dancing around and shit. But fans really want to know, especially when you got this growing social media age. Social media is changing boxing so much, but also it's bringing, it's helping sustain revenue in the boxing. Now, it's hard for that to make sense, but think about how much exposure international boxing has because of social media and because of the internet. Remember in 1994, 95, you couldn't see people like Anthony Mundine and all that. We couldn't see over here in the United States. I couldn't see Chris Eubank versus Nigel Benn. I couldn't see that stuff until like the mid 2000s. So what I'm saying is that, what is the mission? Now, right now we see Haymon Boxing, Haymon Sports. So when you see Haymon Sports, now listen to me, LLC. When you see Haymon Sports, that's what you do. You keep it open. So, okay, I'm in boxing now. Okay, yeah, then I'm gonna go into football, then basketball. So it's not just Haymon Boxing, it's Haymon Sports. So now, boxing fans, we have to say, okay, all right, I think I see what we're doing. You have Sam Watson in a recent interview saying that Mayweather and Pacquiao is going to happen in 2015. 2015 is going to be the biggest year in boxing. And there's going to be a lot of big fights, in 2015. And we see the signing of all these boxers. And you have to think, he's telling these boxers, yeah, listen, I got my own brand coming. I'm going to be doing. He has a plan. So before, as far as the Mayweather situation was concerned, don't even, that was Mayweather pop and fly. Mayweather wasn't supposed to leave Golden Boy. He made that decision without Al Haymon. That was clear, and then he went back. So don't add him into this situation. I'm talking about Al Haymon signing up all these fighters. He has a plan for them. Now, he's got Mayweather starting off on your own. Like, look, I advise you Mayweather Promotions, and you need elevate, and I put people around you to help you, but, that's going to be on you. Now, you got to think. People often think that, especially boxing fans, that Floyd Money Mayweather, right now, the current WBC, WBA, WBC, WBA, ring, 147 and 154 pound champion. Some people think that that's Al Haymon's biggest asset. Oh, no. After the research I've done, Floyd Mayweather is just a small chunk, not even a chunk. Because when you got Al Haymon promoting Lady Gaga concerts and signing Madonna, or being influential in signing Madonna to a multi-million-dollar 10-year deal that she only worked. Listen, what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, is that everything that people have been thinking, that they knew about the guy, that he just was a boxing promoter, and you heard he was just in the music business. No, dude is the music business. When it comes to Jay-Z and Beyonce, he was instrumental in signing Jay-Z, from my research, to like a 150-something $1 million contract in like the mid to late 2000s. He signed Whitney Houston. He signed Miguel Vasquez. He signed Lucas Matisse. He signed MC Hammer. You get what I'm saying? And listen, I'm not talking about the Lil Waynes and the Nicki Minaj's and the Drakes and the Futures. Thank you, Al Haymon. Now, when I'm sitting here reading this shit, now mind you, it took me, like, I started going deeper and deeper. For example, I got his office numbers. Is it his office? No. But I know that it's the building where he does his work. But what I'm saying to you is that this is a very busy man. We wonder all the time, like, why is he never, in any interviews as far as boxing is concerned? Now, I'm thinking to myself, with this Haymon boxing and his Haymon sports thing, he's going to have an official press conference release, to start his brand. And I'm thinking, could this finally be when Al Haymon actually gets on the microphone? Will he finally tell us, what Haymon Sports is going to be? We're going to be the future and innovative and all that, yada, yada, yada. Will he actually do that? Now, it says 2014. I'm thinking 2015 because then Mayweather, we all know he's got his promoter's license. All the pieces seem to be set. So, once again, we have to ask ourselves, well, how good is Al Haymon for boxing now? Because now that we see what he's doing and we can somewhat look at the matchmaking and say, okay, now I'm looking at it from a business standpoint. I'm thinking, okay, well, you know, the Richard Schaefer resigning thing, and he can't go work with anybody else right now, but still, he can go advise and chill, you know, and not work legally for Haymon Sports and Haymon Boxing. But there is a plan in place. So as far as me, see, I was mad at Haymon because of the matchmaking, but see, I knew it was something deeper than that, and I really couldn't get to it. But at this point in time, we can't tell until 2015. So if I'm here this time on 2015 and we still getting bullshit fights and fans, you know, they may be exciting fights, but they're not the fights that the fans want. If I'm not seeing that stuff, you know, then you know, we can start talking some shit. But as of right now, I want you to know, a guy like Adrian Broner, a guy like Lamont Peterson, Danny Garcia, realistically, like I said, they are small, teeny pieces of what Al Haymon is involved in. And I'm just keeping it real. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post just 2 links below. And what I say to you is, as boxing fans, don't look at me and say, you know, like, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. Like, my job is, when I do these videos, is to find all that shit, you know, and then transfer it to you so you understand. Like I said, I read all day, every day. I watch boxing all day, every day, because for one, I'm providing a service. So therefore, what do you think I just do? Just get up here and just do videos? No, I be putting in that work. But anyway, I am TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live with Real Combat Media. I want to say subscribe. I cover every single major fight live. HBO 24/7, All Access. And as it stands right now, Haymon Boxing and Haymon Sports is official. When will it launch? End of 2014? I don't know. Will it be with Showtime or HBO, or will Haymon get his own network? Haymon is that powerful, ladies and gentlemen. TstreeT Controversy, there will be so much more TstreeT Controversy Live.